So if you're watching this video, I guess you are looking for some tips, advice and techniques to help your child improve on their creative writing, whether that's generally or for the 11 plus. Hi, this is Joycelyn. I'm the Managing Director of Geek School Tutoring. So if you're watching this video, I guess you are looking for some tips, advice and techniques to help your child improve on their creative writing, whether that's generally or for the 11 plus. I'm very confident that this video will do all of that and more. And so here are some tips on how to help your child improve on their creative writing. One of the things that many children fail to do is to read through their work. I always tell my students that if your writing is interesting, you as the person who's written it will enjoy reading through the work because it's an enjoyable read. However, if you've not put much thought into it and words have just been thrown on the page because it's being looked at like a chore, then it won't be enjoyable to read. And so one of the important things that every child needs to consider in their writing is to make it interesting. If you find it interesting, there's a good chance that the person reading and marking the work will also find what has been written interesting. Spelling. Can I say enough about checking spelling? Can I say enough about checking spelling? Well, probably not, because a lot of children tend to read through their work, if they check at all, read through their work very, very quickly. And so words that they know how to spell often get missed because in reading, they're not paying close attention to detail. So it's all a very, very fast marking process or correcting process for them. And so they tend to miss a lot, if not all of the spelling mistakes in their writing. There needs to be special attention drawn to the fact that, as humans, when we write, mistakes can crop up in the spelling because we're writing, especially for something like the 11 plus or any exam, often under time conditions. So there's that added pressure and writing at speed and so on. So words are often misspelt, not because of ability all the time. Sometimes it is ability, but quite often, I see children who are very capable, and you can tell that from the turn of phrase that they use, the descriptive type style of writing and figurative language that they're using. You can tell that they're very capable. And given the chance to correct the work, most children can pick up a large majority of their spelling mistakes. And so having it in the mindset that once I've written my work, I need to stop and read through it diligently, go on a hunt like a detective, looking for spelling mistakes. Homophones. Can I say enough about homophones? Probably not. So there's another video on the channel which shows the different homophones that are commonly misspelt. That is a must watch. Many children often don't know the differences between there, and there. Often don't know the differences between two and two. Whose and whose. It's just a bit of a mess sometimes. We've got prepositions in one form, contractions in another form, a pronoun in another form. Oh, it's a lot. But it's nothing that they can't learn, and they have to learn it as well, because spelling is a big part of the marking for any written work, especially the 11 plus writing task. And so mistakes like that will be picked up, and it will mean a lower score because the writing will be marked down. So homophones is definitely one to pay close attention to and make sure that your child fully understands the use of homophones and when to use which variant of words like there, and so on. And then the speed of checking. An example that I always give to my students at Geek School Tutoring is when you're reading through your work, read it out so your ears can hear what you're saying. And if something doesn't sound right, it will stick out a lot better than reading in one's mind. The challenge is what to do in an exam, because obviously you can't read it out as boldly and loudly as you would, if you're doing a piece of homework, for example, where, you've got the freedom. What they can do is sort of say it as low as possible, and you can practice doing this in class and master the technique of, reading aloud and hearing it quietly, but not quietly enough that you're not heard and not interrupting other people, distracting other students, but loud enough that your ears can hear the mistake. And when those mistakes are heard, they will definitely be corrected. Reading. To be amazing at writing, you have to immerse yourself in words. I use the analogy of somebody who wants to get fit. You won't do it if you just sit in McDonald's all day, going through the menu, Big Mac for breakfast, well, not for breakfast, because what would I call it? Double sausage and egg McMuffin for breakfast, a Big Mac meal for lunch, and then a quarter pounder for dinner. That will not go very far in helping with the fitness goals. And so somebody who wants to get fit needs to be where people get fit go, like the gym. And the more time they spend at the gym, even the act of going to the gym will have an impact. And eventually you find that that person will start doing classes, start doing some weightlifting, treadmill work, and so on. Now, to get very good at writing, you have to immerse yourself in words. And so reading is a huge part of that. Without reading regularly, and regularly means every day, a mix of, a book for leisure and a book that's a little bit more challenging, so that there are vocab words in their vocabulary that maybe your child wouldn't normally come across, that is going to go some way. On top of that, it also helps with ideas generation, because the more you read, the more you find out about. And so those things can be put into stories. And this is why it's important for children to also, scan a newspaper once a week, read stories online and so on from a wide variety of genres. And this will really help in the ideas generation. So it sounds like it's a lot, but really it's not. They're just small nuggets of processes and just things that a child needs to be doing regularly. Don't try and sit down and do everything in one day. For example, doing no reading during the week and then, getting a stack of newspapers and books at the weekend. That might overwhelm a child who maybe doesn't enjoy reading that much. Imagine if it was you with, massive, great big files to go through from work and such like. So that isn't the way to do it. It's just little snippets, really. Maybe en route to school in the car or the bus, have a scan and a read of something. At the weekend, maybe read and dissect some stories together. There's a whole mix of things that can be done to help children with their creative writing. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to check out Geek School's very own online creative writing platform that has a number of different types of courses. It's the11plusessay.co.uk. Head over there. There's even a free creative writing course, which will be free forever. There's even one of those. There's a crash course, and there's also mock tests now. So please head over there and have a look at what would be suitable for your child. Thanks for watching. Do you need help with your writing? Don't forget to check out Geek School Tutoring's online writing courses at www.the11plusessay.co.uk. We have everything from creative writing courses to English comprehension courses and English grammar and punctuation courses, just to name a few. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to our channel and to switch on your notifications so you know when our next video goes up. Bye.